Ahoy there, YouTube! We're back again for more of our Gencon Bonanza Explosion Blood coverage here live at Gencon 2018. Thanks in part to all of our amazing Kickstarter backers. These spectacular companies right here who donated games to help us come to Gencon. One of which, Passport Game Studio, fantastic, we're about to talk to right now. And our big sponsors, Tasty Missile Games and Minion Games. Right now, we are at Gencon, and we're about to talk about the brand spanking new Smiths of Winterforge with Ryan. Hey, Ryan.
Hello.
What is Smiths of Winterforge?
Oh my God, it's so exciting. Smiths of Winterforge is a new, what I like to call a dwarven crafting simulator worker placement game.
Okay.
So, you are all going to take the role of a dwarven guild in the city of Winterforge, and you are competing in this contest that happens every 100 years to determine which guild is going to earn the right to be the official, have the royal contract to be the official Forge guild for the next 100 years.
Okay.
So, what that means in terms of the game is that you're going to have a series of contracts or recipes, essentially, that you're trying to craft. And because you're dwarves, you're of course going to be spending your time crafting weapons and armor and jewelry. Those are the things that dwarves all want. They love them. So, each different guild is slightly asymmetrical in their starting skills. You'll see on the player boards, on the guild boards, there's 3 recessed tracks that have the cutouts where you can track how good you are at starting or at crafting weapons, armor, and jewelry. And as you go through the game, you'll get new recipes for those different categories. As you complete those things, your skill will go up. You can also pay to train your skill up and become better, which will make you more likely to complete things quickly and craft good equipment. The crafting system itself is really where the game shines and what is super unique about it. You have these recipe cards that tell you that it needs different types of ingredients to be made. So there's 3 types. There's basically mundane materials like wood or stone or leather, things like that. There's kind of mid-tier materials like your golds and your silvers or glass and things like that. And then there's precious gems, diamonds and rubies and emeralds and the like, right? And each recipe you make is going to require a certain quantity of each, but what of those quantities you use is totally up to you. There's a market space your worker can go to on the board where you'll have 9 different ingredients out at a time, 3 tier 1, 3 tier 2, 3 tier 3, and it's up to you how you spend your money. You can buy a really expensive tier 3 gem like a diamond, or you can buy a tier 1 gem like an onyx for a lot less. But the diamond is going to make a much more robust and thus better item when you go to the forge to craft it. So, the way that translates is through dice. When you go to the forge to make something, all the ingredients you've assigned to a recipe have a die associated with it from a D4 up to a D12. And so the better the ingredient, the bigger the die you're going to get, and each recipe has a target number. So you might be trying to make a tower shield that you're going to use some gold and some leather and some diamond, right? And so with that, you might have a D6 and a D4 and a D12, and the diamond gives you an extra D4. It might then have a target number of 21, and you roll those four dice trying to hit 21 or better. If you do, you successfully craft it, you get paid some money, and you get some victory points, and you move on and continue that process. If you don't succeed, you add a +1 token to the item, and you continue to be able to craft to work on the item until you've hit that number. So the +1 means you get to add that to your roll every time you attempt to craft it. In addition, when you make the roll, you get to add your guild skill that we talked about before. You can hire people at the tavern as extra abilities that can augment your crafting rolls, and so it might add, like one person might add to weapon crafting or armor crafting or what have you. You can take loans out from the Winterforge bank to give you the money to go buy the higher end goods, but you have to make sure to pay those loans back by the end of the game, otherwise you suffer a deficit of some points. So there's a lot of stuff going on there, ultimately trying to make the most stuff and forge your royal contract, which has really high target numbers to hit, so you've got to really build up to get the best ingredients to make a really awesome final item and win the game.
All right, and this is coming out later this year?
This is actually in stores now,
okay.
So you can find it now. It's $60 MSRP. In addition to everything I just went over, there's also in the retail version, there are 4 or 5 different expansion modules as extra locations that you can add onto the board beyond the stuff that I covered. So you can check those out. They're just included in with the price of the game. Totally
Bam!
Boom! Freebies. So yeah, really, really cool game. Very unique. please check it out. We are really happy with this one.
All right, that is Smiths of Winterforge. If it looks like it might be your cup of tea, be sure to check that one out. If you're enjoying the Gen Con coverage, please be sure to click on that subscribe button down below. And in the comments below, let me know, what's the most valuable thing that you own that you can hold in your hands?
That I can hold in my hands, most valuable thing I own.
Yeah.
I don't know. The first thing that comes to mind is really not as valuable as you might think, but it was this really rare ceramic mug from World of Warcraft. They called the Tankard of Terror.
Oh, yeah.
That like could hold like a liter of liquid, like huge thing, like a dwarven thing. Actually, ironic that it came to mind. I broke it while packing for Gen Con just the other day, so it's way less valuable now. But it was really hard to find, and that just came to mind because dwarves, and I broke it.
Could it hold a liter of cola?
It could have held a liter of cola. Yes, it could have.
Me personally, I don't have anything. Probably my Xbox One X, maybe. I don't think I have too many valuables. Like, yeah, I think that's it. Let me know in the comments below, what's the most valuable thing that you have you can hold in your hand? And as always, thanks for your time.